Welcome back, RuleVacantLand.com. This is Luke Smith, and I got another property for you. This one is this is more my kind of property. This one's got a bunch of trees, got a little road that goes up to it. It's got a power line across the street. It's 0.43 acres, and I'm only asking $899. So this is in an area you could build a cabin in the woods and just go have fun with it. So let's look at this. This is in Sharp County, Arkansas. Yeah, Sharp County. I just want to make sure I got the right county. So Sharp County, Arkansas. It's northern Arkansas. This is in the Ozarks. This is up in the hills. It's not down by the river. And I'm asking $899. And it's got my name and number and stuff up there. Feel free to ask questions. I got a bunch of pictures here. These pictures are street view. I've never been to the property. These are like the road out in the area. And this is close to Ash Flat, between Ash Flat and Horseshoe Bend. This is actually part of the Horseshoe Bend neighborhood. Let's jump into that. Let's show you the maps. Okay. Ooh, I zoomed out. Here's the land down here. When you start with these maps, if you go to the link in the description below, it'll take you back to the website and you'll see these maps. I was playing with the map before I started the video and then I didn't restart over again. But so when you see it, it's going to be all zoomed in like this. It's going to show you where the property is. Mine is just in lost outer space angles. So here's a dirt road that goes along the eastern side of the property. There's another road on the western side that doesn't look like it's very well maintained at all. Maybe it was cleared once upon a time. So it's got a road on two sides. One is, tractor trail or something, and the other one you could actually drive a car on. So on this side, there's a power line right here over my shoulder. There's a power line up here. So there's a power line running along just this side of the property. So you could tap into the power. There's a power line there. I doubt there's water. I mean, you're going to have to drill a well and hook up your own water and put in your own septic system, or Arkansas allows composting toilets too. This is, let's see, here's a homestead over here. There's a couple homesteads across the street. There's a pond over here. I think the regulations changed, like right here, right where my arm is. So we're just into the neighborhood. Other side of the street where these houses are is outside the neighborhood. This side of the street is inside the neighborhood. So you gotta keep that in mind. The regulations are different on the other side of the street, but there's a power line that runs along there. So on this side of the street, you get access to the community stuff, and the community maintains the road and things. The community is Horseshoe Bend. So this Horseshoe Bend community has a couple lakes. We got Diamond Lake and Crown Lake, and these lakes have I think it's Crown Lake and not Diamond Lake, but Crown Lake's got like professional bass fishing tournament stops here during the summer. I mean, this is just full on goes for it. They've got a marina down in the south. I forget the name of the marina, but if I move this over here, I might be able to point at it. Marina's right down this part of the lake, and it's got a boat launch. It's got a fake beach, and it's got some boat houses you can keep your boat at. You can just rent a spot to tie your boat up to the dock or put it on a lift and go boating in this lake, right? So there's that angle. There's a little town over there that's Horseshoe Bend. There's an airstrip and a golf course and that kind of stuff. If you go the other direction, because your property's over here, right? So if you go up to the highway and go over a bit, you get to Ash Flat. Ash Flat, I don't know if you can see it up over my head here, but there's a Walmart like right over, I can't reach it. There's a Walmart right over my head. So property's just over there, Walmart's right over here, gas stations, grocery stores, all kinds of supplies. So you can have a cabin in the woods and be close to supplies, schools, hospital, all that stuff. So yeah, that's a nice setup for the area. Did I say the size? Guys, this one's 0.43 acres. So a lot of the ones I get are a lot smaller than that. This is one of the bigger lots in this neighborhood, in this area, 0.43. And they want you to build. They want you to build. They don't want a mobile home or a manufactured home. They want you to build on the site. And I think it's minimum square footage requirements or something like 600 foot or 800 foot. And some of that can be your carport too. So they're measuring the roof. They're not measuring a foundation. So you can have like a bunch of it be a covered porch basically. And that counts as square footage. So talk to them and get the regulations down. It's Horseshoe Bend. This is Sharp County. So if you call the county, they're just going to direct you to the Horseshoe Bend neighborhood people. So if you look up Horseshoe Bend and call them about the regulations, they'll tell you this specific lot and what the regulations are on this lot there for what you want to do. But basically, if you want to build a cabin in the woods, this is set up for it. If you want to do RV living and build a spaceship to the moon or something, this isn't going to be the right property for you. But I got those properties as well, but not this one. This one is we've got GPS coordinates. There's a legal description down here. The legal description says Horseshoe Hillcrest is a part of the neighborhood. Horseshoe is the neighborhood name, and it says Lot 81. So it's Lot 81 in the Hillcrest part of Horseshoe Bend community. Down here it says taxes. Taxes are over there. Taxes are $20, $20 a year so far. And if you go build something on it, I'm sure they'll make it more. But when it's just vacant sitting there, it's $20 a year. There's a disclaimer down here that is right here off the tip of my finger, that if you go to this website, go to ruralvacantland.com, this is where you can buy it and make it happen and look at the pictures and the maps and everything. This disclaimer, I put this disclaimer on here because the way I got this land is from people who didn't pay the taxes. And so I get a lot of land in different ways, but this one is from not paying the taxes. So the people didn't pay the taxes, and they got one last little window. Like if they're listening to this video, you better go pay your darn taxes quick to get this property back, or else it's mine. I'm selling it. It's gone. I already paid for it. If the person who owned this thing in the past pays their taxes, then they get it back, and I get my money refunded. But if they don't pay their taxes, then in the next little tiny bit of time, then I can deed this thing over to you. And so just wait until I get the deed, into your name before you start building and having fun with this property and playing with dynamite and blowing up stumps or something, right? So there's a Citgo down the street. There's a diner. There's a school. There's a Walmart. I already showed you that. And there's a buy it now button. So if you're interested in buying this one, go take a look at it and buy the property. So there's a buy it now button. I'm gonna click that button, and it's asking for your title information, it's asking for your tax information, and it's asking for your contact information. That's the information that I need from you to make this transaction happen. The second page of this, it just click, and you click next. The second page asks for payment information. So you can use a credit card, a debit card, or you could put your banking account information in there if you wanted, like you're going to pay with a check. You put all the numbers that are on your checkbook in there, and it'll pay like you're paying with a check, but digitally. And then I can keep track of it, and I know what's going on. If you try to send me a check or a cashier's check or cash or something, somebody else probably buys this thing online while you're doing that, and my inventory gets all screwed up, and I end up selling it to multiple people, and it doesn't work. So just check out online. It's a lot easier for me to do my accounting and keep track of it, who gets what. So one person checks out, that's it. Nobody else can get the property. So that technology is my police on that, to keep it straight, right? So there we go. I think that's everything I wanted to say about this one, except for I know what I want to do. I want to show you the street over here. Let's find the property again. So let's see, I zoomed out and then I lost it. Let's reload this one because I want to show you street view. So the street view works on these maps because I pay for it to work, and Google goes out and they drive all over the place and they collect information. They charge for it. I pay for it, right? So I'd like to show it off. So here we go. This street view we can't get it right in front of the property because they didn't drive down this little trail to go see it, but you can get pretty close. So I think you can get to the street right over here, and we can see the turnoff. And so if we pull up the turnoff, we can look at the turnoff. You guys see that? This is the wrong side of the street. Look at that. You see that in the field? What is that? That's a deer. Yeah, sure enough, there's a deer in the field. So Google Street View is driving by. I'm trying to find the turnoff to the property, and Google's got pictures of the deer over here. So they're taking pictures of the wildlife. I think that's pretty cool. So what? I think that's a whitetail. Maybe it's mule deer. It looks like a whitetail to me. I think it's a whitetail deer. So I'm guessing there's whitetail deer in this area. Not mule deer. I'm thinking that's a whitetail. There's some cedar trees, birch trees, oak trees. Let me zoom back out. Okay, so yeah, there's a deer across the street. So that's pretty neat. Hope the Google guy didn't hit him. And there's, so these are the kinds of trees that are in the area. There's a power line right here. There's a power line that goes right in front of this property we're talking about. So this would be your turnoff. This would be your driveway. This would be the beginning of your driveway going back into the woods. back yonder, and that'll be your property. And it's, you know, the Google guy doesn't drive there, so you got more privacy. I bet hardly anyone drives back into those woods except for maybe like the 2 or 3 people that live across the street from you, and you get the place to yourself. I mean, you could probably let your dogs run around and not get hit in the road or hit in the highway, or, you know, they can just have fun. They could probably go chase those deer, and you don't have to worry about leashes and stuff, right? So there's a good looking property from my perspective. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's Luke Smith, ruralvacantland.com, bringing you another